Hey guys, DIY Maniac John P here. In today's video, we're going to be unboxing my new Schwinn IC4 spinning bike. So I wanted to make an addition to the home gym, and the one thing that was lacking was cardio. I do a lot of biking in the summer, and I'm worried come the winter, I'm going to lose a lot of the progress I made. So this is the purchase I decided to make. I did a lot of research online, looking at the different bikes from the lower end to the higher end. And finally, after reading all the reviews, the Schwinn IC4, also the Bowflex, same company by Nautilus, was within my price range the best bike. This bike I was able to purchase on Amazon on special for $1,000 Canadian plus tax. So 1,150 Canadian with tax shipped to my door. So it arrived today. I just got back from a bike ride, so I'm a little sweaty, I apologize. It's sitting in the garage. It's heavy, so we're looking at about, with packaging, probably around 80 pounds. So I'm gonna be putting it in the basement. Too heavy for me to bring it downstairs on my own. So I'm gonna do the unboxing here in the garage, and then we're gonna be taking the video in the basement where we're gonna be doing the assembly. First thing I noticed when I took delivery of the box, a nice big hole in the front, and there's a hole in the back as well. I'm really hoping there's no damage to the spin bike itself, but we're going to find out when we get things open. So let me get a box cutter and we're going to start opening it up. I was very careful in the way I opened the box in case I do have to return it, considering the damage on the box. But so far where the big hole is, I'm not seeing any damage on the frame of the bike. So fingers crossed. So I cut it open, laid it flat. You can see how it's packaged. It's packaged pretty well. I am impressed. A lot of styrofoam. On top you have your instruction manual, and the spin bike is contained within. So I'm going to start now disassembling all the packaging. I'm now in the coolness of my basement, thankfully. So all the parts have been unpackaged and laid out. I first want to stress I was very impressed with the way Schwinn, or Nautilus, the parent company, packaged this up. It was top quality packaging. So we have everything laid out. I'm going to give an overhead view, and we're going to go in detail of all the parts and different things that came with it. So starting from here, we have our back and front leg. We have our instructions, warranty information, and such documentation. They're nice enough to supply you with a pedal wrench if you don't already have one. You have your seat, your saddle, all the hardware, and Allen key screwdriver to put it together, your seat post and your handlebar post, your control unit or computer, the power adapter to plug into the wall for it, the riser for the handlebar that then attaches to your mount for your tablet or smartphone, your two pedals. One side have the setup for clipless if you ride clipless, and the other side have the basket. You have your handlebar, your two 3-pound weights, and on the far left is your two water bottle cages that also act as the holder for the dumbbells. So that's everything there. So it's not too much. Most of the bike is already assembled. So we're going to go ahead now and start the assembly. So first we're going to put the front support on. Your fasteners are already put into the foot itself, so you have to take them out. You're going to have your bolt, a lock washer, and a washer. So you'll remove those. You'll then take your front support, wheels facing forward for transportation and moving it around. You're going to lift it up. If it's going to be heavy, right? So this is a 40-something pound flywheel. If you have trouble doing it on your own, definitely get a second person. So we're going to lift it up, we're going to slide the support underneath, line up our holes with the foot, and then we're going to put lock washer. So we'll take our bolt, lock washer, flat washer, and we're going to start threading it by hand. Always thread by hand first so you don't cross thread. And we'll do the second one. Lock washer, flat washer, and we'll start by hand. And now I'll speed up that process. Now with the front support in, we're going to be doing the exact same thing to the back support. Now with the front and rear support or feet on, we're going to move to the next step. Now we're going to install the handlebar post. The handlebar post is the one with no holes in the back, and it's a little bit shorter. We're going to slide it into the receiver as such. It has a little set screw or a stop screw to stop it. And the locking lever is the larger of the locking lever. And you're going to screw it in. Once again, be careful never to cross thread anything. And you're going to lock it in. And that locks the handlebar in place. Now for the seat post, it is the one with the holes in the back. That here you have this pull-up lever with the locking pin. So you go ahead and pull that out and slide the seat post in. And now the seat post is in place. We're then going to take, we have two more levers that are identical. We're going to take one of them with the large flat washer. And this is what's going to hold underneath the seat. You're then going to take your saddle, place it on top, and take your lever, feed it from underneath, lining up with the female threaded portion, and start threading it in. So that is threaded in, and that's what locks now the saddle in the distance that you want it. So next we're going to get working on the handlebar. So we're going to take our handlebar as such, which sits on the support, and it's going to be the exact same thing. We're going to take the last lever and the large flat washer, sit the handlebar on top, washer through the lever, and once again lining up the threaded portion of the lever to the female threaded of the handlebar, and you're going to turn as such, and that locks it in place. Of course, all your adjustments are going to be made afterwards, but for now, for setting up, we can put it anywhere we want just to get it locked in place. So now we're going to look at what the next step is. So now we're going to be ready to install the pedals. It's very easy to know which goes where. Each pedal is identified with a letter, L for left, R for right, and on the crank arm as well, we have L for left, R for right. The one thing to remember is on all bikes, the left pedal is reverse or counterclockwise to tighten, so it's reverse thread. It even gives you a little arrow, and in the instructions it tells you as well to make sure. So when you start it, you're going to be going against what you normally would do, and you're going to be turning counterclockwise. But for anyone who has changed pedals on bikes, you're very familiar with this. So we could do that by hand, and then of course with the aid of our wrench, we are going to tighten it up all the way. Now for the right hand side, it's normal thread, so you're going to go clockwise to tighten. I have seen some people say online that the pedals have loosened with time. So, make sure you're putting them snug. You don't want to break or strip them. So when you tighten it, make it snug. Another recommendation could always be, a little Loctite, removable Loctite on the threads to help seal it a little bit better. So let me get this right hand side on now. And that's the pedals installed. Now let's take a look at the next step. So next we're going to be installing the support for the water bottle and dumbbell holder. as well as the same support as what the computer, the display mounts to. So if you look on your handlebars, there's 4 Phillips screws pre-installed. You're going to want to remove those using the supplied screwdriver that they give you, which is the combination with the Allen key. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those now. So let's speed this up. Now that they're removed, I'm going to bring the camera in closer so you guys can see how that's positioned. So if you look here on the handlebar, here's where your 4 Phillips screws go. Here's your mount right here. The lever underneath for the tighten the handlebar, put it pointing forward. And that's going to allow you to slide this bracket up and over, and you'll line it up with the 4 threaded portions for the Phillips screws, and you will now go and install those Phillips screws in fast time. Now, with those 4 screws installed, let's take a look at what the next step is. Next, we're going to install the tablet or smartphone holder mount. So there's already 3 Phillips screws pre-installed that we have to remove. So let's get those removed. Now with those screws removed, we could place our mount in its location and get one of the screws in to hold it. So I'm going to do that now in fast time. Now let's move on to the next step, which will be installing the weight holder, dumbbell holder, and water bottle cages. So for these, they are not universal. There is a left and a right. The packaging does identify which is which. So if you look on the bracket, once again, pre-installed Allen. So you're going to take your Allen key that came with the equipment, and we're going to remove those 2 screws. And we're now going to place our water bottle holder as such. And the other side is just a repeat of what we just did. I'll go ahead and do that. Now we need to install the computer or display. If you look on the back, you have 4 Phillips screws pre-installed. So you're going to go ahead and remove those, and you're going to use those to attach the display to this bracket here. So the last few connections that we have to make, it's the wires. Here's our wire coming from our display. Here's the other wire coming from the bike itself, from the 2 sensors, the cadence and the speed sensor. So we're going to plug those in together as such. And there we go. Then finally we have our wall adapter. This gets plugged into the bike down by the front left side. You'll see there's a hole there for it to receive, and that plugs into the wall. Finally, we have with the bike is the heart rate monitor that you could wear around your wrist, and it comes with a wireless, or not a wireless charger, but a charger for the heart rate monitor to make sure the internal battery is charged. Okay guys, and there you have it, the unboxing and put together setup of the Schwinn IC4 spinning bike. Keep looking out. I'm going to be putting out other videos on this bike, like setting up the Journey app that comes with it, how well that works, and just my overall thoughts. So maybe keep an eye open for those. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Any questions or comments, leave them down below as always. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and until next time.